At first glance, it's a festive dessert until you taste it. This so-called cake shocks everyone at the table. Watch the video to find out what is it. I'm Violet, let's cook with me. The base for the layers in my savory cake will be chicken liver. For those who don't like it, I'll tell you right away, it won't have a strong liver taste in the cake. Everything will be as harmonious and delicious as possible. It needs to be well blended until liquid, so that there are no pieces, large or small, completely liquid. Next, take one medium onion. No, don't chop it, but grate it on the fine side of a grater. Why grate it? Because I'm making dough and it has to be so smooth, so all the ingredients have to be pure-like without any pieces. And then crack 2 eggs into the main mess, one at a time. I think 1 teaspoon of salt will be enough for this recipe. And also don't forget to add a little pepper for spice. To soften the taste of a liver, add 200 milliliters of simple milk to the almost finished dough. Instead of milk, you can add cream or sour cream, but this will only add extra fat to it, so milk is the best option. Before continuing, stir the mess well until smooth, and finally to bind it, I add 80 grams of pre-sifted flour. To make sure the mess is super smooth, I blend it again with the blender. This way the flour will not form lumps, and after baking, these lumps will not taste in the finished cake. Now take 2 deep bowls of the same size and divide the finished dough into 2 equal parts. For baking, I take a 30 by 40 centimeters baking sheet and cover it with a parchment paper. Lightly grease the parchment with a little oil around the perimeter. Carefully pour the first part of it into the baking sheet. Don't worry, the dough is supposed to be this runny, it's normal. Then use a spatula or a spoon to spread the dough evenly around the perimeter of the parchment paper so that there are no empty spots or bumps. Do exactly the same with the second part of the dough. I bake the layers for 15 minutes at 190 degrees. The layers turn out very thin and dark brown in color. I remove them from the baking sheet, let them cool, and then cut each layer in the center into 2 equal parts. This way the cake will consist of 4 layers in total. We are done with the layers. Let's move on to the filling. First, prepare everything we need for frying. Chop 1 medium onion into small cubes. Also cut 300 grams of mushrooms into small cubes. For my savory cake, I used champignons. Adore they taste and smell after frying. They go very well with liver and cheese. However, you can use any other mushrooms you like. Now let's get started. Put a pan with chopped onion on a medium heat, add a little oil and fry for about 5-6 minutes until golden brown. Add chopped mushrooms to the fried onions and stew them together for about 10-15 minutes over medium heat, stirring occasionally. When the mushrooms have significantly reduced in size, I salt them a little just to taste and remove from the heat. Put the mushrooms mass to another bowl and let it cool completely. 500 grams of mayonnaise poured to the cooled mushrooms. I've already shown how to make delicious homemade mayonnaise. I pinned the link above the video. I also add 150 grams of mozzarella cheese to the filling. It needs to be grated very finely. The combination of mushrooms and cheese is simply a safe bet. Right after that, you can salt and pepper the mustard taste if necessary. I only added a little pepper. This remained behind the scenes. And now for the finishing touch, which will add a little spice, 3 medium garlic cloves. I also grate them finally, or you can squeeze them with a garlic press. After that, I mix everything very well, and the filling is ready. Now I can start assembling the cake. It's as simple as making a sweet cake. A layer filling, and so on. I divided the filling into 4 parts, 3 of which will be used to the layers, and 1 part will be used to cover the sides and the top. The filling is heterogeneous due to the pieces of mushrooms and cheese, but you need to try spreading it evenly as much as possible. Oh, I almost forgot the decor. It's unusual but beautiful. I bought some mint-flavored crackers, chopped them into fine crumbs with a blender, and sprinkled them on the sides of my savory cake as well as on top around the edges to form a kind of frame. I filled the middle of the frame with boiled grated egg yolk and smoothed it out so that there are no bumps. It looks beautiful and it's tasty addition to my appetizer, but you can cover the entire cake with crumbs, which will also look very interesting. For the end, I put my favorite winter fruit pomegranate around the frame edge. I wanted to throw it on there nicely but decided to lay it out instead. No words needed. Well, another year's coming to the end. For some, it was incredibly successful, while the other had to go through many challenges. However, I hope that the coming year will charge in at a gallop into our lives, bringing as much happiness and good fortune and trampling all our troubles underfoot. Stay with me and see ya in the new year.